What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to the channel. I am Toys. This is going to be another figure review, a Batman figure review. Before we even get into it, make sure you hit the 4K option in the YouTube settings so you get the full resolution. Make sure you hit the like button, man, on these videos. Share them, subscribe, if you like the content. You guys know the spiel. So obviously, based on this comic book that's about to spin around, this is going to be a custom fig review based on two figures, not one, but two, based on Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, my favorite comic book, or my favorite Batman/Superman comic book of all time. And those of you who don't know, DC actually did an animated film version of this comic, and it is just about almost spot on as it can get to the comic adaptation. Part of me really wishes that Zack Snyder would have just made BVS a live-action version adaptation of this comic book. That's how much I enjoyed it. But it is what it is. I enjoyed those films. I enjoyed the Snyder films overall, in general, but that's just a little dream of mine, or a wish, I guess, a what if, if he could have done that. But this is a fantastic comic. It's about a retired Batman. He's older. I think in his 50s. He's no longer, out there fighting crime. And obviously some events happen. I'll kind of spoiler some of those a little bit in the beginning, so I'm sorry. I think I bring up some spoiler warnings, maybe not. So watch at your own risk, guys. But obviously he comes back out of retirement for some good reasoning. Some events happen. And it's got an awesome cast of characters. Like I said, Superman, it's got Green Arrow in it, Two-Face, Joker, and it's just a really, really cool, interesting story. And that fight at the end between Superman and Batman, it is just really fucking good. It's just really creative. I have a bunch of sets of the comics. So I went out and I have a regular bag set from when I was a kid. This comic came out in like 1985, 86. I still have the 4 issues. It was a 4-issue series. And but they did a 35th anniversary signing, and I've never been to a convention where I've been able to find Frank Miller or Johnson or Varley or anybody to ever sign them. So I'm like, you know what? This is becoming a pain in the ass. I don't mind trying to find a signed set. No one really sells them loose. They're always CGC graded, and the fucking grade really doesn't matter to me. I'd be happy just having an autographed copy to begin with. It was kind of a pain in the ass to have to get the CGC graded versions because they're graded. The prices are going to be a little higher. But I was able to pick up actually all 4 CGC, all different grades. Like I said, the grades don't matter, but I was lucky enough to find a number 1 that was actually a 9.6. Obviously a little pricier because of that, but I was able to scoop up all 4 books and all signed. It's like I said, it was worth it for me to have 2 sets. Even though I had to spend more because they're graded and whatnot and autographed and all that BS, but like I said, nobody sells them loose, and I don't care. I love the comic book that much that I don't mind having 2 sets of them. It is what it is. But it's just a fantastic comic book. Again, I don't want to mess around too much in the beginning talking about the movie. I'll talk about, or the comic book rather, too. Those of you who don't know, there's a film adaptation of it, which I may have already mentioned already, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself there. But we'll talk more about the movie as we get into the review. Other than that, I don't want to spoil too much now. We'll do that later. And there's 2 figures, guys, not 1, but 2, and they are battle damaged. And as you can see from the box, you can't see it obviously now, but the future boxes for those sets will have the art on the front. The art box will actually have the version of the character. So if you have the clean version, it'll have the clean version. If you have the battle damage version, it'll have the battle damage art print on the front of it. I actually bought the prototypes, which is why probably my boxes look the way they do. And but there's pretty much no difference from the prototypes to the production pieces that he's doing right now. They are just about spot on. So let's just get into it. Let me quit blabbing. I'll see you on the other side. So here's the first one, guys. Look at this guy. Total fucking man. I mean, when you think of DKR, Frank Miller's Dark Knight, that body type, whatever Fison body he used, man, if he customized it, I have no idea, but the body type he used is freaking perfect for DKR, man, for Frank Miller's version of Batman. That bulky, kind of blocky look, man. The cape looks pretty damn good. The only thing that I would say, maybe it could have been wired, but that would have been nice. Obviously that's going to up the price a little bit, and wired capes can sometimes be a pain in the arse to make, depending on what your style or method is. But overall, man, Rovang Studio did an incredible job, dude. The battle damage, the torn aspects into the outfit, did some of the blood work on there. It is just, I was blown away by when I saw these figures. And this is the prototype too. So that box that you saw with kind of the generic version of the clean look of the Batman, he'll actually, I think what I saw from one of his pictures, he's actually going to have the accurate box type to the figure, because these were actually the prototypes, believe it or not. So I was lucky enough to be able to grab these from them, and they are incredible. Even the production pieces look exactly like this, and that's the one thing in the custom hobby, is when the customs or the prototypes should be pretty damn close to what you get for the production piece, whether it's mass produced or fucking custom, guys. You know, it should be pretty close. So I really appreciate that, you know, he went all out on this and he went all out on the new ones, and there's really, they're accurate to each other. You know, there's no step up above, and, you know, I didn't receive, you know, this and then be like, oh man, I saw the new ones, and it's like, what the fuck, that looks even better, you know what I mean? But you have to also know that, you know, the prototypes are gonna be prototypes. So the new ones are gonna be a little bit more advanced and they're gonna look a little better. But it is nice to have something close, you know, pretty damn close to what the actual figure is. So it is nice that the figures are pretty much the same from what I'm seeing in the production pieces, but you will get some, probably, again, like I said, a more accurate box to the figure. It'll have the battle damage Batman on the front of it. At least that's what I think I saw on one of his posts in social media. So we'll leave it at that. So anyway, I just want to show you this guy. I don't want to blab about it too much because we've still got to show you some close-ups of it. And let me show you the second figure and how badass that one is. So here's the second one, guys, and this is killer, man. This thing is awesome. This has got to be probably my favorite one. And those of you who haven't read the comic or, you know, seen the adapted version and are probably wondering, you know, why are they two different colors or whatnot, that's because you get to see him in different outfits, you know, in the film. He actually wears a couple outfits with a different symbol on his chest. He also wears the blue outfit, this traditional color set, and then he also wears the black too as well. I think it is in the first part of the comic he does have the blue version on, and then I think, if I remember correctly, he shifts over to the black outfit later on, or it might be vice versa. I can't even fucking remember now. But this is incredible, dude. And again, the battle damage spots are pretty much the same. The tailoring, you know, on each figure for the most part, but the tailoring on the outfits, man, are just fantastic, dude. They form fit the body so well. The elastic, you know, there's weathering, there's fucking paint too, because you want the muscles, you know, to contour. You want to see those contours. So there's even like a paint application or a weathering to the outfit, which will, you know, will show as well. And when I pan the figure, it'll be probably this one first, and then we'll pan the second one when we go Ariel, which will probably be, honestly, probably any minute, because I don't really have much to add to this one compared to the other one, because they're essentially almost the same fig. It's just the different color scheme, you know, based on the comic book, based on the adaptation of the film. And obviously people are looking at this, and this should scream to you the second issue, man. And like I said, I have an autographed copy of that too. I have the whole set autographed, but I'm not going to waste my time or your time showing you, you know, that. I want it to be more about the figures, you know, than showing you comics, you know what I mean? But this is based on issue 2, and this cover, obviously it's not 100%, you know what I mean? You know, trying to get the legs that fucking bent, and then, you know what I mean, it's going to be pretty damn hard. But obviously, you know what, when you see this pose, you're like, oh man, I know what comic that is from, if you're a comic book fan, or if you've seen the DC films, if you're a fan of those. But this thing is fucking awesome, guys. But anyway, let's make this guy static, stop him from spinning, and go Ariel and show you the closer details. So as promised, we're Ariel. And just want to show you a little bit of side to side while we're at a distance. And then we will go in. And as you get in, it looks just as good from a distance. The sculpt's awesome, the blood work is good, fucking the cuts in the outfit are awesome and on point. You have the slashes in the chest when which he sustains from that battle with one of the main villains in the film or the comic.
old man?
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, man. That was a brutal scene in the comic, and they adapted it well for the movie adaptation as well. I want live action. Damn it. Someone do a live action film. Obviously, this is a stand from my Batman fig, and not the actual stand that comes with it. Folks who are asking, does it come with a stand? No, it does not, but stands are cheap. And again, this is the prototypes, so maybe he'll give stands with the regular versions. The cape is fantastic. I love that it's big like this and drapes out to the side, man. It's really awesome. Again, only thing that would be better, maybe a wired cape, but with a wired cape, you definitely would have some issues trying to get it to drape the way it is draping right now. So on this particular figure, I'm happy that it is not wired, because I love that drape effect, man, just kind of wrapped around them and whatnot. This is just a badass fucking figure, man. Holy shite. Give me some overshots of it. Just awesome detail, man. And I'm assuming everything is done by this guy. You know, obviously the sculpt, you know, the paintwork, the outfit, the accessories, the utility belt, you know, the little cargo utility belt that we have here on the leg. Everything is done by this guy, man. Everything is painted, weathered. And as you can see, like I was talking about, you know, you have to add some paint and effects to the outfit because, you know, you want to see the contours of the muscle. And I don't know if it's coming through, but you can see how there's like different shades of the colors. And obviously the light even brings it through because you motherfuckers know I know how to light. I know how to light figs, man. That's what I do. But as you can see like some of the color variations and how the contours of the muscle pop out a little bit more, and it's going to show even more on the other piece. But like on the, you know, the chest as well, or the abs, you know, it's kind of painted to give you like an abdominal effect, you know, to it, which you obviously can't see as much, you know, because I have him kind of crunched forward more, and obviously his arms are in the way as well, but you'll probably get to see that a little bit more on the other figure, but you get what I'm saying. But overall, just awesome, dude, just awesome. And it's, I don't know, man, I'm blown away by this shit, of how good he did on this, man. And this little, I love it that he used the Fison body, so you can really get some crazy poses out of this. But I'm happy with this. I mean, this is one of the most pivotal, you know, kind of iconic, you know, shots or poses because of the second issue. I really enjoyed it. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's not 100% the way it should look, but, you know, that would look a little weird, you know. I think there are some 112 figures that you're able to create that pose exactly with, but you know, this is going to be a little bit more difficult, kind of 1/6, and obviously the boots and the shoes aren't as articulated for that, so it's going to be a little hard to kind of pull off. But like I said, you get what I am trying to recreate with this pose. And he did the same thing, actually in some of the promo shots of this fig, he has it posed the same way. So that's the first one. And let's go back to the, well, not the first one, it's technically the second one in the order that I showed you. So let's return back to the first one, show you some shots of that as well. So here he is from a wide out shot. I love this guy, man. Just beefy and fucking blocky. You know, the body like it should be, man. Just fucking sick. And as you can see on this guy, you know, as we look at him from this, you can see the contours, you know, the abdomen, right? And a lot of that is, you know, obviously because it, you know, the Fison bodies have, you know, decent abs and contours and, you know, little grooves and whatnot in there. But you need, you know, some paint work to really accentuate that through the fabric. So like as we get in here and we kind of show maybe from the bottom, you can see how the pants is a little bit dark, you know, there's like a little paint or weathered effect or whatever chemical you applied to it to kind of show you those contours in the pants, you know, through the muscle. I mean, that's just awesome. This particularly too, like it almost looks like there's like veining kind of almost to a degree. It's freaking awesome, man. This figure is so fucking badass, and obviously this is not the Joker. I sold that figure a while back and I could not find the stand. I thought it didn't have it and I ended up selling it, and hey, look at this, I found the stand. But the guy who I sold it to, I don't think he'd want it anyway, because look at this shit. It's all scratched the fuck up now, man, unfortunately. But this is, you know, it's cool. It's got it's a Batman stance, so it works. But like I said, you can see the contours, the coloring, man. I love the battle damage again. Different color utility belt on this to reflect the different part of the comic or the film adaptation based on what you are looking for. And then again, you can see like some of the paintwork in there to kind of like give you that idea of the split abdomen. Obviously as you zoom in a little bit, it might take away a little bit from that, but overall, this fucking thing, you get what I'm saying, it carries through. A little bit of blood work on the utility belt. I mean, look at that, dude. I mean, I don't know if that's leather. If that's real leather, wow. Leather, that's fine too. But in fact, the details on that, man, it's just really nice, man. Really, really nice. It's just fucking nasty, dude. Look at that shit, man. Just awesome. And the movie, like you guys, there's one pivotal scene, you know, in the comic, or not necessarily the movies as well, but, you know, when the Joker literally, and this was part of why I like the book so much, because it really surprised the hell out of you. I mean, there's this scene in the comic where, like, the Joker basically kind of frames Batman for his own murder. He's, like, chasing him, you know, through this one segment, and this is going to be a big spoiler, so if you don't want to know about this, you know, obviously, I don't know, fast forward or stop watching. And I know I said I probably wouldn't, I try not to spoil some of this, but too bad, I lied. So there's this one scene where, you know, he's chasing him and then the Joker basically breaks his neck, or the Joker gets injured and then breaks his own neck to make it look like basically Batman killed him. And then the city basically kind of fucking turns on him, the cops, and they're all fucking looking for his ass. And, you know, it basically makes him kind of, to be a villain, makes him out to be kind of a villain, I guess, or a murderer. But it's more than that. You know, he set him up or whatnot, and it was part of the plot, you know, that was written in there by Frank Miller. And it was really cool. I don't want to ruin too much, but obviously the movie expands, or the comic expands after that as well. And it's really a tight adaptation, man, the movie. So, and the shot, I'll throw it up for you just to show you what I mean.
See you in hell.
And that's what I'm talking about. It was crazy seeing that scene get adapted from the comic book, man. Like, just seeing the pages come to life. I mean, it was such an awesome adaptation. I would love to see a live action fucking adaptation of that, man. Really, really would. And, you know, Two-Face in it, Green Arrow's in it, Superman's in it, and like the end of the fucking Superman, I'm not going to talk about that fight because I'll save that for when I get to Superman fig, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But it's just all around a fucking, one of the greatest Superman or Batman stories, Batman/Superman stories that I've ever read. It's my favorite, above all else, 100%, dude. And this guy is just a fucking beast, man. I mean, look at him, dude. Like, holy crap. Like, it just screams the comic, man. Even better. It might even look better. But it's just fantastic, dude. Like, wow. Rovac Studio, man. You killed it. So hit this guy up, dude. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. You can find him just about anywhere on social media, maybe not Twitter per se, and the prices are reasonable, dude. They are. I'm not going to mention what the prices are because it's just something you don't do in a custom hobby. Some people think it's because of, you know, you guys are trying to scalp people or rip people off. No, it's because you got a bunch of people out there that don't understand the concept of customs and why they cost more. And then when you fucking talk about price, people start crying like babies and acting crazy. You know, and that's just stupid. You know, if you don't understand, it's fine. I did a video talking about that in one of my old Michael Myers mask videos. And there's obviously differences in opinion. But people, you got to apply some concepts. You know, think critically, man. There's a reason why these things are a little more expensive. You know, that's all. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you this. Talk about the comic book a little bit and the film adaptation. But look at this, man. Wow, dude. I'm pleased. I'm sure anybody else will be pleased buying this thing. And once again, as we close out here, please like the video, man. Subscribe if you like the content. Whether it's the mainstream stuff I review, which isn't too often anymore, or the custom stuff, you know, hit the like button. And, you know, like I said, share the videos, man. Get the content out there. Because people always ask, man, they're like, how do your videos not have more views? And I don't fucking know, man. People don't share them. I don't know. Or people just don't watch them, you know? And either way is fine. You know, I do would like people to get this stuff out there so people can see this stuff. And, you know, give business to the people that make these things, man, because they are awesome. And I like sharing the appreciation and the love for these customs, man. And even for the mass-produced stuff, because it doesn't matter what side of the coin you're on, guys. You know, you collect what you love, and that's what it's all about. That's what it should be all about. And don't let anyone ever try to tell you otherwise. There's nothing wrong with collecting mainstream or customs as long as they're doing a good job, or as long as you're happy with it, man. That's what it's all about. That is it, man. Peace and love. All right, guys, that's about it, man. I hope I showed you everything you wanted to see. Like I said, this fucking set is amazing. I can't wait for the Superman to show up. Hit up Rovank Studio wherever you can. Instagram, Facebook. You know, just message the guy. Really cool. Gets back to you pretty quick, man. All right, folks. Deuces.